Hello students, welcome back. So previously we have done that how Nawab lost their powers, Awadh was annexed, then what were the conditions of peasants and sepoys, then what were their beliefs regarding crossing the sea, and then what reforms did Britishers try to bring in the country in India, like Sati Pratha was abolished and all. So today we are going to start with how the mutiny to popular rebellion. What is mutiny? Mutiny is when the soldiers or sepoys they collectively disobey the British rules. So once they have already disobeyed when in Burma they were asked to go through sea route, so they didn't went there, but they said that they will go through land route, but they would not go through the sea route because they will be then outcasted from their own caste and religion. So the rebellion of May 1857 threatened the company's very presence in India. So what happened that this kind of small rebellions amongst the sepoys and with the Britishers they started, and such kind of rebellions they were threatening Britishers. The mutiny, which started from the cantonment in Meerut, engulfed a large part of northern and central India. So there was this disobedience amongst the sepoys and the Britishers, and it started from the cantonment area in Meerut, and slowly it is now taking all over the northern and central India. So people from different sections of society rose up in rebellion. So when there was rebellion at one place, others also get encouragement to rebel against. Many historians regard it as the biggest armed resistance to colonialism in the 19th century anywhere in the world. So this rebellion that took place in 1857 May, it is the biggest rebellion, and it is also called as the first war of independence. Now we'll see what happened started from Meerut and what happened in Delhi. So first was the execution of Mangal Pandey. So Mangal Pandey is considered as the spark of first Bharatiya war of independence in 1857. So it was the very first time in India when people have this feeling of nationalism. They came together from different parts of the country and then they fought against for their own rights. So it all started with Mangal Pandey. Now who was Mangal Pandey? Mangal Pandey was a young soldier at the cantonment in Barrackpore. He was the culprit of attacking his officers. On 29th March 1857, Mangal Pandey was hanged to death for his crime. So he was the first one. He was a young soldier. He was working in the cantonment, and what did he do? He attacked his own officers, and he had his own reasons for doing that. So he was hanged to death for this crime. Within a few days, some sepoys of the regiment at Meerut refused to use the new cartridges during any army drill. It was rumored that the new cartridges were coated with the fat of cows and pigs. For their refusal to disobey the orders, 85 sepoys were dismissed from service. They were sentenced to 10 years in jail. This incident happened on 9th May 1857. So what led to the rebellion? Rebellion doesn't happen in a single go. Okay, there is a long process of events that already have been happened, and it led to this rebellion. So what happened? After Mangal Pandey was hanged, so after some days what happened that these some of the sepoys in the regiment of Meerut, they refused to use the new cartridges. What were the new cartridges? They were a kind of small bombs, and which they have to tear from their mouth only. Okay, so in their religion, in Hindus cows meat is banned, and in Muslims this pig's meat is banned. So since it was coated with the fat of cow and pigs, so they refused to use those cartridges because it is against their religious affair, right? So they didn't wanted to do that, and for this disobedience, what did they got the punishment? They were sentenced to 10 years in jail, and they were removed from their services, and this incident happened on 9th May. Now what happened? So the other soldiers in Meerut responded in extraordinary way. On 10th May, the soldiers marched to the jail and released the imprisoned sepoys. Now after Mangal Pandey's execution. And after this Cartridge incidents, what happened, other soldiers, they just marched towards the jail and they released the imprisoned sepoys, and they attacked and killed British officers. They captured guns and ammunition means whatever arms and whatever troops and all they were having, all the sepoys captured and at that area. And finally what did they do, they set to the fight fire to the buildings and properties of the British. So whatever properties, whatever buildings of Britishers were there, they just set them on fire. And what did they say, that they are declaring war on the Firangis. Firangis were the term given to the Britishers. So next, entombment of the new leader. Now, after creating mayhem in Meerut, mayhem means so much of chaos in Meerut, the soldiers rode throughout the night of 10th May and reached Delhi the next morning. So, after creating all this trouble in Meerut, they marched throughout the night and they went to Delhi. When the regiments in Delhi heard the news, they also rose up in rebellion. So all those soldiers, those who were working in Delhi, they also came in support of these Meerut sepoys. The soldiers gathered around the Red Fort and demanded to meet Bahadur Shah Zafar. And they all gathered around the Red Fort and said that they want to meet Bahadur Shah Zafar. The emperor was hesitant to challenge the might of the British, but the soldiers persisted in their demand. Now, Bahadur Shah Zafar was the last Nawab, as we all know, and he feared the powers of Britishers. So initially he didn't support them. He was hesitant, but the sepoys, they were continuously pursuing him that come on and support us. So what happened? The emperor was hesitant at that time. So they forced their way into the palace. They proclaimed the Badshah as their leader. So when Bahadur Shah Zafar was himself not helping them, so what did they do? They went into the palace and considered and declared that now Badshah will be their leader. Bahadur Shah Zafar will be their leader. And then emperor had no choice but to agree to their demand. And when people, all the sepoys gathered inside the palace, so now emperor was also left with no choice. So he wrote letters to all the chiefs and rulers of the country to come forward. So all the different rulers that were there around the country, he wrote a letter to them to come and help them. Now he asked them to form a confederacy of Indian states to fight the British, and this step of the emperor had great implication. Now Bahadur Shah Zafar, because earlier all of them were ruling their own presidencies, they were not having this feeling of one nation, one Indian nation, whatever. So he when wrote letter to different people, like in Jhansi, in this Maharashtra, in Punjab and everywhere else, now at that time people got this feeling of that no, we all are Indian states and we have to gather together and we have to fight back to the Britishers. And so this step of the emperor had a great implications. Later in the ages, people came together and it was the first movement taken place by this Bahadur Shah Zafar. Now, what is the importance of Bahadur Shah Zafar in politics? It is very important to remember that the Mughal dynasty had ruled over a very large part of the country for a very long time. Most of the smaller rulers and chieftains had been ruling over their territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler. They hoped that if the Mughal ruler could once again resume power, they would also be able to rule their own territories once again. So why was everybody supporting Bahadur Shah Zafar? Because he was the last Mughal ruler who was ruling in the country, and others knew that if he will get his own powers, then the small rulers of the small territories, they will also regain their powers. So they all wanted that he should fight and win against the Britishers. The British had initially taken the revolt at Meerut quite lightly, but the decision by Bahadur Shah Zafar to support the rebellion had dramatically changed the entire situation. People are emboldened by an alternative possibility. So initially Britishers were not taking it seriously. But when Bahadur Shah Zafar joined them, now Britishers had come to this point that now things will be a different situation. Things will be in a different situation because people are seeing it differently. Now, how did the rebellion spread? the spread of the rebellion gradually took to the other parts of the country. It started from Meerut, then to Delhi, and now in the other parts of the central India. Now, various regiments mutinied and marched to join their troops at nodal points like Delhi, Kanpur, and Lucknow. So everybody, every place, everybody, this mutiny spread, and they all started disobeying the Britishers. The people in the towns and villages also revolted and rallied around local leaders, zamindars, and chiefs. For the local leaders, zamindars, and chiefs, it was an opportunity to assert their authority. So they also started supporting them. Nana Sahib gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city of Kanpur. He declared himself as a governor under the Mughal emperor. So Nana Sahib, what did he do? He just removed the Britishers from there and said that he will be the governor under this Mughal emperor. British Qadar proclaimed himself the new Nawab in Lucknow. Now, he also declared himself as new Nawab. So, everybody whosoever was getting a little opportunity, what did they started doing? To declaring themselves as Nawab. Now, he was the son of disposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. He also acknowledged the suzerainty of Bahadur Shah. His mother Begum Hazrat Mahal actively organized the uprising against the British. So, everybody was declaring themselves Nawab and the ruler of their respective territories. Rani Lakshmibai joined the rebel sepoys in Jhansi. She fought the British along with Tatya Tope, who was the general of Nana Sahib. So this rebellion started from Meerut to Lucknow to Delhi to Kanpur, now Jhansi, everywhere it has been spread. The British were greatly outnumbered by the rebel forces. They got defeated in number of battles. The changing situation convinced the people that the British rule had collapsed for good. This gave them the confidence to join the rebellion. Widespread popular rebellion developed especially in the region of Awadh. So Awadh, since it was the last annexed territory, so people there, they also wanted that their old Nawab should get powers there, but Britishers have taken over. So now initially Britishers were getting so many defeat in the battles because they were not mentally and prepared with army also, because they didn't thought that this rebellion would spread so much and they will get so much of defeat everywhere. Now the rise of new leaders. Ahmadullah Shah was a Maulvi from Faizabad. He prophesied that the end of the rule of the British was imminent. A large number of supporters rallied behind him. He came to Lucknow to fight the British. A large number of Ghazis or religious warriors came together to wipe out the white people in Delhi. Bhakt Khan was a soldier from Bareilly. He took charge in a large fort. Kunwar Singh was an old Jamindar in Bihar. He joined the rebel sepoys and battled with the British for many months. So Ahmadullah Shah, and then here Bhakt Khan, Kunwar Singh, everybody, there were new leaders that were rising and they all joined this rebellion, and it had become a great impact in the history. Then people believed then now British rule will surely come to an end and they will get back their territories. Now kindly read the chapter.